everybody. Here are the reading mugs, and today we'll be reading a book about Annie Frank from the Little People, Big Dreams book series. So here's the picture on the front page of Annie Frank holding her famous diary. So here, if you're wondering why they chose this design, because her diary had this design on the front and back cover. Little People, Big Dreams. Annie Frank. Annie was a little Jewish girl who was born in Germany. She lived happily with her parents and her older sister, Margot, in the city of Frankfurt. But when she was 4, a man with a little black mustache became the leader of her country. His name was Hitler. He hated the Jews and wanted them to disappear. Annie's family moved away to Holland, which was a free country. Annie's father opened a business, and they had a home where they felt safe. But one day, the Nazi invaded half of Europe and arrived in Holland. Annie and all the other Jewish kids were forced to go to separate schools and wear a star on their chests. For her 13th birthday, Annie's parents gave her a diary. That day, she discovered the pleasure of writing on her own. Annie wrote in her diary how her family lived in fear of being arrested. They decided to leave their home and move to a secret annex behind a bookshelf at the building where her father worked. They had to share their tiny new home with another Jewish family and stay very quiet. They could not leave their hiding place in case anyone found them. Annie's diary kept her company, and she wrote it for hours. She wanted to publish a book and become a famous writer. But one day, Annie stopped writing. Then the Nazi soldiers had found them, and they were all arrested. Annie's diary was left behind in her room. So here you see her diary and a bunch of pictures, dolls, pens, and other things that were in her small room. The family were pushed onto a train full of people on its way to a concentration camp. It took 3 long days for them to arrive at the worst place on earth. Annie's father, Otto, was the only member of the family to survive the terrible war. He found her diary and wept as he read what his young daughter had written. He decided to publish the diary and share Annie's story, just as she would have wanted. The world had to know the true story. And now here you see the Annie Frank, the books in different languages and things. Since then, millions of people had read and cried over The Diary of Annie Frank, the story of a little girl who dreamt of a better world. Now you can see somebody reading here the diary. And then here's a timeline. Annie Frank. She was born in 1929 and died in 1945. So, yeah, here you can see 4 pictures of her, and yeah, here you can see she was younger, and here you can see she was older. Anneliese Frank was born in Germany to a happy family, but when she was 4, a cruel government called the Nazi Party came into power. It was led by a man named Adolf Hitler, a dictator who forced Germans to follow his unjust rules. annex. The Nazi hated many races, especially the Jews, and brought them in discriminatory rules against them. Annie's family had to move to Holland in order to be safe. But in 1939, the Nazi Party started World War II and began invading other countries, including Holland. In 1942, things got worse, and the Frank family had to go into hiding. They hid in a secret annex tucked behind a bookshelf at Otto Frank's work. They hoped they wouldn't be arrested. Here, Annie kept a diary. She wanted to tell her story of the war and for people who read it. In 1944, German police broke into the annex and arrested Annie's family. They were all sent to concentration camps. Concentration camps were prisons where many Jews were forced to work. There was little food and lots of people, and diseases spread quickly. Most people did not survive. Annie died at the Bergen-Belsen camp in 1945, weeks before it was freed by Allied forces. After the war, Otto found her diary and published her story just as she would have wanted. Annie became one of the most loved diarists in the world and captured the hearts and minds of the public. She lives on through her words and in all of those who read her story. Here you can see more books in the series. They have a lot. Then there's some on the other page, on this back page too. And then here you can see again the print that was on the cover and back page of her diary. And done. The end. Thank you for listening to this book. Hit the subscribe button and make sure to watch for more videos. Bye.